Tonight. The Carmel Greyhounds host the Lawrence Central Bears, bidding a last farewell for the regular season. Will the Greyhounds go into the playoffs empty-handed, or will the Bears suffer another road loss? Find out next. It's almost playoff time, only on CHTV.
Both teams came off losses last week, so how do you think these teams are going to compete tonight?
Well, I don't know, Casey. It's definitely going to be a close game. Carmel's ranked number 10 in the state with Lawrence Central at number 11. I think it's definitely going to be a very close game.
Okay, Greyhound fans, everyone stand in their feet as the band moves in the direction of Conley Brown Harvard performs the Carmel High School Fight Song.
Injured that first game of the season.
And now we're going to talk about the last game that we had. Unfortunately, it was a loss to Lawrence Central by just one touchdown.
One touchdown to one touchdown on the game, which it's the motivation for him to come up as one of the top running backs for this Carmel team.
They absolutely led the offense. It's very good. It's average. But now we're going to talk about this matchup between Lawrence Central and Conley.
Yeah, in that game, we saw Carmel win 14-0. It was a very competitive game, and that's when we saw Nick Vital, who was the running back, and he's out for the season. And what we're going to see out of this matchup tonight, Gigi, is both teams at home are 3-1. So this is a home game for this Carmel team. And we're going to see how they can kind of compete against a strong team. Both teams up there with 200 points plus for scoring on the season, while we have seen this Carmel defense only allow 150 points. So how do you think they're going to stack up against each other?
Well, I don't know. They're definitely very equal. I think that Jack is really going to look out for the Lawrence Central defensive line.
Yeah, those defensive linemen. We're going to be seeing Joshua Mickens, who's an LSU commit. We're going to be seeing him play in the SEC next year. And playing in that division is one of the toughest divisions to get recruited in, for one, and just to play in with some of the toughest competitions. We've seen Mickens have 4 sacks on the season with 13 tackles for loss. But I want to see how Mack is going to stack up against these defensive backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Mack is really going to have to pick out these defensive backs. And Carmel's O-line is really going to have to be ready for that. Because with 4 sacks on the season, that's pretty good. And Jack Knight is going to have to get that ball out fast. I don't think he's able to talk about with this Lawrence Central.
Yeah, we saw Jack Knight use his legs a lot last game. We did see him score 1 rushing touchdown, which isn't normal for him. We don't really see him get out of the pocket that much. We really see him trying to stay in there and use his offensive linemen to protect him more. But we're going to see him might use his legs more, knowing that if he can do some play action, try and get some players off of the other team, try and get them offside. We'll see what can happen.
Now introducing the visiting Lawrence Central Bears.
And Elijah Alfan, both very valuable to this Carmel offense, especially with Reese Bellins Let's see how many. 9 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns just this year.
Yeah, and on the other side, we do have some strong offense for this year's team. We've seen Ahmed Duck, who only has 37 catches on the season, but what really happens is that he gets the ball, he goes from it. You've seen him have 780 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. Ahmed Duck is definitely a very big threat to Carmel's offense. So they're definitely.
Yeah, I want to see how Will Belt and Artie Bryant, both really strong defensive players, get and try and attack the quarterback here for this Bears offense. I want to see how they also try and handle Jordan Jackson, the running back for this Bears offense. This year he has almost 700 yards rushing on 124 attempts and only 7 touchdowns. So we've seen teams try and shut him down early. Let's see if this Carmel team can do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you have to set up this game. So shut the lost towards and just got a touchdown. If this happens again, Carmel's down by a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Jack has his way up to Elijah Osborne and some of the teams.
Yeah, and I'm really kind of excited to see how this game is going to turn out. What's your prediction for the score of the game?
I predict that it's going to be 30 to 27 in this game.
30 to 27. That's pretty close. 3 points. I'm going to say Carmel might actually come out on top for this game. This is the game right before the sectional, and we're going to just send it over to our commentators right after this commercial break.
All right, fans, here come the Hounds!
Everyone has a vision.
But only a few can turn that into reality.
That's where we come in.
For us, it starts at the writer's circle.
Ideas are pitched and plans are made.
We then take those plans and apply it to wherever we go.
Whether it's on a court, a stage, or around Carmel, you are in control.
And as for live newscast, the studio is where it's at.
Regardless if it's in the back
or under the bright lights. This is where countless professionals jumpstart their careers.
Each and every SRT, we bring you the latest news, sports, and entertainment updates.
Not just at school, but on the go, too.
Although it's listed as a class, CHTV is much more than that. It's an experience.
An experience where you can bring your ideas to life.
An experience where you can meet lifelong friends.
An experience that will change your life forever.
So, what's your vision?
receive for the Greyhounds.
Hello and welcome to Carmel Stadium. I'm Ryan Conley, joined by Dashaun Barnes. We are excited for tonight's senior night game. Dashaun, what are we looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking forward to a very balanced game tonight. It should be a great electric game, although the attendance isn't as high considering it is fall break for the Carmel Greyhounds. This still should be a pretty exciting game.
And so far, Reese is having a great return for his first kickoff return of the night, and Carmel having an amazing return.
Yep, he fumbled it up just a little bit on the catch, but he was able to quickly turn that around. A little bit of a sketch kick, but...
All right, so Carmel gets to start the ball. Gets to start on the 42-yard line. So we can see this is great starting field position for Carmel.
Yep, this is great starting field position. And the Lawrence Central is a team that they're great when the game starts, but if they don't have a lead going into the fourth quarter, they kind of struggle ending games. And all four of their losses, wow, and a great run there. And as I was saying, in all four of their losses, they were outscored in the fourth quarter. So if Carmel's able to take advantage of this field position and score, take an early lead, they should be able to come out with this one.
And that was a big first rush for Elijah Al-Fayyad. And like we mentioned earlier, it is senior night for the Greyhounds, and a lot of seniors are on the field playing their last home game.
Yep, as you said, it is senior night, so we may see a couple of seniors looking to make some big plays here, considering this is their last home game.
And Al-Fayyad gets 2 yards for the first down. So Carmel is now on the 53-yard line. And switching out, coming in is Nathan Rogers.
Yeah, Nathan Rogers has been great this year, especially in the game against Ben Davis. We saw him get that large gain for a touchdown. Excuse me.
And Jack hikes the ball. Direct handoff to number... Sounds like it was Lavelle Stewart, actually. And a loss of a yard. So Carmel has it's second and long for the Greyhounds. And Dashaun in 2 weeks from now, Carmel will be playing against Westfield and look to start off their sectional run away.
Yeah, they are, and Carmel's really looking here. We've got a lot of seniors on this team, and they're really looking to come back after suffering a difficult loss to Brownsburg in the second round of the playoffs last year, hoping to make it a little bit farther this year.
And a lot of these seniors were on the state winning team back in 2019 as freshmen, so they really are looking forward to repeating.
It's 3rd and 11 here. Let's see what the Greyhounds have drawn up for this 3rd and long play.
And Jack gets ready to hike the ball and is looking to pass, and a missed catch. And the defense or the punting unit will come onto the field.
That was an unfortunate missed 3rd down conversion. But we have seen this Carmel defense play very well this year, so I wouldn't be too worried. Here's Ahmad Duff on the kick return.
Duff on the return. Pushed out of bounds by 26, Kyle Bedorcha.
And the Bears will start on what looks to be the 15-yard line. So very bad starting field position. And we know how elite Carmel's defense is. So we want them to get a 3 and out here.
Yeah, and maybe even better than 3 and out. We know how great Carmel's defensive line has been, and even though they're 15 yards out, considering how lethal this Carmel defense is, they are still at the threat of a safety here.
And that's a direct handoff to Elijah Jackson. Their star running back already has 7 touchdowns on the season in 124 attempts.
And I believe that was Tim Haas able to get back in the backfield and make that tackle.
But just because the Bears started off with a run, doesn't mean that they don't pass. They have one of the best receivers in the state with Ahmad Duff. He has more yards and more touchdowns than Reese Bellin. Just more yards than Reese Bellin.
Second down, 3 yards to go down 22-yard line.
And just a short 2nd and 3 for the Bears.
Will he able... And it's ruled incomplete. Will Helt able to get back there for the pass deflection. That's another thing about this Carmel unit. They're able to bounce back. You saw Will Helt get that penalty the play before, and then just on the next play, he's able to bounce back and make that huge play for a Bears 3rd down. Excuse me.
And it's a big Bears 3rd down because they're on the 22-yard line. So we know that if they get a 4th down, most likely they're going to have to punt.
Yep.
And the Bears are looking to run here. Goes nowhere. So they're going to, the punting unit looks like they're coming on the field. So Carmel's Reese Bellin will be back there to return the punt.
Yep, and 2 very quick first possessions for Carmel and Lawrence here. This game may go a little bit like this the whole time. These are 2 great defensive units. Not saying they're great offensively, but it may be a little bit of a slugfest here.
And speaking of these 2 very good defensive units, we heard Casey talk earlier about the LSU commit, Joshua Mickens. He's a huge senior. You want to watch him tonight, number 7 on the Bears offense.
Yep. Here comes the Carmel offense again. They're hoping to string together a little bit of a longer drive than last time. Let's see what they can do.
And Carmel will start on the 48-yard line. Perfect field position, almost already across half field. So we'll see what they can do here. Hopefully they're going to get in field goal range on this play.
Yeah, Carmel's really hoping to do something with this field position. I mean, on the first drive, they started at the 40 and weren't able to get anything. So let's see what they can do this time.
And Jack's ready to hike the ball. That's Elijah Al-Fayad in the backfield with him.
That was a quick pass to Nathan Rogers for a gain of 3 yards. And that on the tackle was Lawrence Central's Tylen Cunningham, number 21, who has 117 tackles on the year.
And Jack does a little bit of a shovel pass to Elijah Al-Fayad for the 1st down.
It's a great strong run by Al-Fayed.
And they'll now amazing field position on the Bears 40-yard line. So they finally got on the other side of the field, and they have 4 downs to work with.
Yep. A lot of times when Carmel's in this position, they'll look to make a big pass play. So you want to be looking out for Reese Bellin. There he is. Just a quick pass by Kaz on the screenplay.
And if you watch Reese, yes, Jack and him have a perfect deep connection, but Reese is just so tough that you'll see him break a lot of tackles. We saw that 2 weeks ago when he broke off for an 80-yard touchdown for the first score at our homecoming game.
Yeah, we did, and with adding on to that, Reese is taking on a little bit of a larger role as per the Desmond Duffy injury. So a lot of those screen passes and quick passes we see Duffy getting, Bellin's starting to get a little bit of those.
And Jack scrambles for about, looks like no yardage gain, but still a smart play as he saw a wide open pathway to walk through. And you're not going to see a lot of that as the Bears have a scary defensive line and scary linebackers like Carmel does.
Yep, and that was Tyler Cunningham on the tackle once again.
And Jack will hike. Nope, flag. And it looks like delay of game as Carmel let the clock run all the way down to 0. Unlike professional football, nothing will happen because of that. So Carmel will still be on the same. Carmel will still have the same yard position. Or no, they will move back 5 yards. Sorry.
Yeah, it was actually a false start called on the Carmel Greyhounds. So now they've got a longer 3rd and 9 to convert here.
And Jack will hike the ball looking to pass. And that looks like it's to number
13, Blake Matthews.
Number 13, Blake Matthews.
It looks like Carmel may be going for this. If they do, it will be a 4th and 3.
So it's 4th and 3, very aggressive play to go it for this early in the game and on 4th and 3.
Carmel's got to be careful. They've got 13 seconds on the play clock.
And Jack looking ready to hike the ball. Targeting Reese Bellin, his deep threat receiver, and Reese gets the catch.
That deep ball connection is, you always know it's going to come eventually in this game. You never know when, and it's came out really early tonight.
And that was a big first down. Not only a big first down, but a risky first down, but gets Carmel all the way to the 7-yard line. So in perfect field position to score here.
Yeah, not only was it a big first down, but that really shows the trust these two have. Before Reese even broke on that corner and was able to get open, Jack had already released the ball into the perfect spot for him to go get it.
And we'll see if Jack goes to Reese again so Reese can capitalize on a touchdown here. But at least Carmel is in good scoring position where they will get at least 3 points here.
Yeah, the Bears are in a tough position here. Carmel in the red zone, they're really unpredictable. They could go with a quick pass. They could go with some sort of option. They could just run it. They could go with a pass to Reese. I mean, they really could do anything here.
So as Carmel starts on the 7-yard line, we have 3 receivers, 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. The bottom is Reese again. And 1 running back in the backfield, and that's Elijah Alfayad. So we'll see what Jack can do with here. I'm guessing since Carmel's had a bunch of run plays first, it's going to be a run play. And Alfayad breaks for the touchdown. First touchdown of the game. That's Elijah Alfayad with the 7-yard run.
It's a great run there by Al-Fayed to get Carmel on the board. He's played very well all season. He came in not unexpectedly with the injuries that Carmel's had, specifically at the running back position, specifically Nick Beidel.
And also his brother, Aiden Al-Fayed, getting injured. Those are our 2 seniors, so that's why we have no senior running back starting tonight.
that just shows you this depth that this Carmel offense has. Although it is unfortunate of those 2 injuries, it shows you how deep the whole Carmel offense is, specifically at the running back position.
And we'll see if he plays this game, but an interesting running back move that we've made is starting freshman Lavelle Stewart. You don't see a freshman get to start on varsity very often, but Lavelle made it work, and I hope he does play this game because he's really tough and he's a great runner.
Yeah, Lavelle is a great, big, strong runner. In his first 2 games as a starter, he had 4 touchdowns. I mean, that is wild, especially for a freshman.
And as Carmel gets to reset here, get a breather before their defense has to play again and set off for the kickoff. We'll see. The Bears really want to match this touchdown. So the Bears need good field position to match it.
Yeah, just as you said, they're going to need this field position. However, Carmel has really outplayed them tonight in terms of special teams, and that may be why Carmel was able to get on the board early tonight.
And Carmel's ready to kick it off. And that's Johnson ready to receive back there for the Bears. And gets all the way back to just the 10-yard line. So not the field position you want to have if you're the Bears, but great field position for the Greyhounds, as we saw a 3-and-out back there earlier.
Yeah, just as I said, Carmel is really outplaying them in terms of special teams. I mean, there was nothing he could do there. Before he was able to break out into the open field, there was already 3 Greyhounds on him.
And you also saw him trip up a little bit back there, which isn't going to help you very much either.
Yeah.
And as Luter looks like he's about to take the snap, doesn't go anywhere, back to the 12-yard line.
Jackson on the carry for Lawrence Central. Tackled by 67, Vincent Neal for the Greyhounds.
And Vincent Neal getting that tackle, a big tackle for Carmel Greyhounds, as they do not want the Bears getting a first down here. And a missed pass by Luter did not look good.
Yeah, that made it. There might have been a minor miscommunication there. It looks like he was waiting for the wide receiver to break and look back at him, but either he got the ball off too early or the wide receiver just wasn't ready.
And very quickly it became 3rd and 9 for the Bears.
We've got 4 receivers out there, so they're definitely looking to pass here. Luter to take the snap, and it's overthrown.
And that was a deep pass intended for, looks like number 16, DeMarcus Cole. And he is not their top receiver, only having 43 receptions this season, but only getting 175 yards off of those 43 receptions.
Yeah, he's averaging just above 4 yards per reception, so he's more out he's more out in the short game. Not really his thing to be catching deep balls like that.
And looks like Reese Bellin out there to receive. Last time had a great return, and got Carmel started on the 48-yard line, so we'll see what he can do here. And there was some sort of flag on the play called offsides on the Greyhounds, so we'll see how that affects what the Bears decide to do here, if they still decide to punt or not.
It's going to be 4th and 4. Their special teams lineup seems to be staying still, so it's looking like they're still going to punt.
So Reese still back there to receive. He's about on the 45-yard line.
It's a very high kick.
And Carmel will start on the 46, maybe 47 yard line.
And this is the third possession in a row where Carmel starts at or past the 40. I mean, the Bears are making this sort of easy for Carmel.
And we saw how easily Carmel scored on the 48-yard line. So we'll see what Carmel can do here, starting from the 46. But you were right, Dashaun. They are making it very easy for the Greyhounds so far.
And it looks like it's Lavelle Stewart back there. Let's see if they're going to run the ball here. And they do. And as we said before, Lavelle is a strong runner, but that was Joshua Mickens able to get back there and make that tackle.
And Joshua Mickens, that's the big guy committed to LSU, like we mentioned earlier, who doesn't lead the team in tackles, but does lead is second in sacks with 4 sacks already and 13 tackles for loss this season so far. And
13 tackles for losses. That is amazing.
And Jack, hands off, losing yardage, back to the 40-yard line. That was number 17, Javante Stanberry, with the tackle for loss.
Yeah, and although Javante Stanberry is a defensive back, he's been in the backfield a lot with 5 tackles for losses this year. That will be his 6th.
So, Carmel very quickly is looking a little scary here. 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 to be specific. That's a very hard 3rd down conversion to make. And you know Jack has to pass here. Reese is at the bottom of your screen. You got 3 receivers up top. But you know he's going to Reese Bellin. Gets him to about the 54-yard line.
Yep, and although they aren't able to get the first, like I said before, their connection is really there. If you really were paying attention there, Jack was looking at Reese the whole time, just waiting for him to get open.
And the punt unit comes on for the Greyhounds. So they'll punt the ball from the 47-yard line. And Ahmad Duff is the sole returner back there for the Bears.
Great punt. He's going to start at about the 12. It's going to be down around the 27. You know, something we haven't seen a lot is Bryson Luter. He's sort of a dual threat quarterback, averaging over 60 rushing yards per game, and we haven't really seen too much of that tonight.
You're right. We've seen a lot of just direct handoffs on running plays. And excuse me, it looks like it's Terry Walker the third out there tonight, because that number, I can't see the number very well from right here, but it looks like it's number 8.
Yeah, and Tyler Walker is not the starting quarterback. You can see Bryson Luter on the sideline. Maybe this is why the Bears offense sort of came to a standstill tonight.
So Terry Walker hikes the ball. And an incomplete pass looked to be intended for number 16 to Marcus Cole.
And it is 3rd down for the Bears here. They really don't want to get stopped here. That would be 3 and outs.
And 3 and outs is not a great start to have if you want to win a huge game. This is one of the ranked games being played tonight, as Carmel is just number 6. And the Bears are are ranked number 5, I believe.
Yeah, and number 16, DeMarcus Cole, he looks a little frustrated down there. The pass was intended for him. He was pretty open, but pass just couldn't get there. And now, after 3 third and outs, the Bears are in a difficult situation. As I mentioned before, the Bears have problems ending games. So if they're going to want to win, they've got to change something, and fast.
And that's Winston Berglund and Reese Bellin out there. Both scary receivers. Winston had that long return touchdown 2 or 3 games ago.
And it's Reese to take the ball.
So Reese doesn't get to that 40-yard line, but still gets very good field position, starting at the 38 for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and this is very good field position, and ironically, this is actually the worst starting field position Carmel has had tonight.
And I would gladly take 38 yards as my worst starting field position so far tonight. As we have already seen 4 Carmel possessions, and it's only the first quarter still, with 1:42 left on the clock. So it looks to be a very long game so far, as we've seen 7 total possessions. And that's Jack out there to hike the ball. Direct handoff to Elijah Al-Fayed, the only guy with the touchdown so far. We'll hope Carmel can score a touchdown here. And Al-Fayed about a 2-yard gain. But Carmel will take all the gains they can get.
Yes, they will. And I don't think Carmel's really worried. They've already converted on 4th down here tonight. So a 2-yard gain on 1st down, that's not the worst thing in the world.
And Jack looks ready to hike. You saw number 14 moved there. Well, actually, no, number 13, sorry. Blake Matthews was moving. And Al-Fayed has another carry. Looks like it goes nowhere. And that was a stop by Cunningham. Oh, they'll lose yardage. It's -1 yard for the Greyhounds.
And that will make it 3rd and 9. I want you to be looking here at the bottom of your screen at number 8, Reese Bellin. If the Cardinals are looking to pass, that's definitely their favorite target.
And on him, or guarding him for the Bears, is number 40. So not their best, number 10, Nick Johnson. Still not their best defensive back, but has 3 interceptions already.
Number 27, Nathan Rogers.
That pass was completed to number 27, Nathan Rogers. Not good enough for a 4th down. And it looks like the Greyhounds are going to let the clock run out.
And so, Dashaun, what have you thought about this first quarter so far?
Yeah, this has been a great game by Carmel. Although they're only up 7-0, the score doesn't speak as much of how dominant they're being tonight. I mean, especially on special teams. As we said before, I mean, starting at the 38 for your worst field position, that is not a good look for the Bears tonight. And also, the Bears have not even broke past the half field line, and this has just been a great dominant game in terms of defense and special teams for Carmel.
And adding on to what you said, you're right. Not only have they not even broken past half field yet, I'm not even sure that they have broken past Carmel's red zone yet. And like I said last game, I've commentated, the red zone is within the 20-yard line for those of you who don't know. And that's really bad, as they have started on about the 12-yard line every time.
Yeah, and this isn't very normal for the Bears offense. As we said before, it looks like Bryson Litter isn't playing tonight at quarterback, but I mean, they've still got great players. I mean, Ahmad Duff, I thought I'd see a little bit more of him so far, and our pregame reporters, Gigi Welp and KC, they predicted a high-scoring game tonight. Gigi Welp predicted it to be 27-30, and that's just not looking reasonable right now. Oh, and it was a fake punt. Will Hull is able to get the 1st down.
And that's a big 1st down for the Greyhounds, so that we'll see if they can score off of this.
Yeah, and It's very funny. This is another great starting field position. Not necessarily starting field position because they already had possession of the ball, but this is almost starting field position because they've got a fresh set of downs and their offense is well rested after that fake punt.
So one reason we might not be seeing Bryson Luter this game, he might be injured, but most likely he's resting to recover as Lawrence Central will have an easy matchup in their first sectional game against North Central. So they obviously most likely don't need to win this game. Of course, they do want to win this game. But like I said, they have an easy opponent with North Central in 2 weeks.
And that was a pass completed to number 27, Nathan Rogers. He's been very active tonight.
And after each quarter, for those of you who don't watch high school football, they switch sides. So Carmel will be scoring where the Bears were trying to score last time, and the Bears will be trying to score where Carmel was scoring last time. And Alfai had a big carry for the Greyhounds. He'll be on the 43-yard line, excuse me. So we'll see what Carmel can do with that.
Yeah, this is going to be a manageable 3rd and 3 for Carmel. They could really do anything here. If I had to guess, it's going to be a quick pass to either Nathan Rogers, number 27, or Reese, number 8.
And there's 4 receivers out there. Reese is at the top of your screen, more in the middle actually, with the lineman. So the pass doesn't look intended to be for Reese, and it's a handoff to Elijah Alfayad.
Carmel's not able to get the first down here. And it looks like they may be going for this.
And yeah, no movement within the punting unit. And they had the aggressiveness to go for it last time on a 4th and 4. So they're going for it this time on a 4th and 3.
Yep, and Carmel really likes to look at Reese Bellin on a deep pass in these situations. Let's see what they do here.
And Reese is at the very top of your screen, right near the out-of-bounds line. And that's not a pass to Reese. Looks to be a pass for number 20, his running back, Elijah Alfayad.
Yeah, and I know I mentioned that Carmel likes to look at Reese in these situations, and a lot of teams know that, which is why, if you saw on the top of your screen, Reese went to run his route, and he was able to draw the attention of 2 different defenders, leaving Alfayad wide open down the right side.
And Alfayad comes out. So that's number 14, Cade Williams. So we saw Cade play a lot last game. This has been Cade's 2nd game this year. So, and he is a senior, so that probably is one of the reasons why he's playing.
Yeah, it is senior night, as we stated before.
First and 10 at the Lawrence Central 14-yard line.
And as Jack looks to take the ball, a big running back play. We'll see who that is because Elijah went out. So Carmel's on the 10-yard line, 2nd and 6. So they have 2 more downs to work with. Plus, if they can get the first down, they'll have 2 more downs to score. So they have most likely 5 downs to score here.
Ooh, and a crushing tackle by Mickens.
And that's number 27, Nathan Rogers, coming on the field. And number 14, that's Cade Williams, leaving the field. And we'll see him switching a lot, it looks like, because they're the ones who switch out the most for each other.
Yeah, a lot of these running backs are switching in and out. Some of these running backs are seniors who haven't gotten to play much, but it is senior night. So we'll probably see a lot of different personnel packages here from Carmel. Jack dropping back to number 83, Adrian Caldwell, and it looks like a Carmel touchdown.
And Caldwell scoring a big touchdown on senior night. He's another senior who hasn't gotten much playing time this season. Got his first first reception 2 weeks ago, but he scores a big touchdown for the Greyhounds.
And Adrian Caldwell able to get his second touchdown on the year. A great elusive move, able to avoid that defender for the second Carmel touchdown. Ben Sponsler on to kick the PAT.
And the kick is up and good. Carmel takes a 14-0 lead. So if you're Carmel right now, you have to be feeling really good. 14-0 on this dangerous Lawrence Central Bears team.
Yeah, and them taking a 14-0 lead is very good for them. As I've said time and time again, this Lawrence Central team has really struggled to close out games. So if Carmel's able to keep the momentum, play smart, avoid any unnecessary turnovers, they should be able to come out with this one.
And they definitely will be able to come up with this one, I feel like, especially since they're rocking such cool and amazing alternate jerseys tonight.
Yeah, they're looking good. Sort of fitting the crowd here in Carmel's blackout game theme.
And as Carmel gets ready to kick off, the Bears know they have to score here to even stay in the game here. And they also want to score here just to boost their momentum. There's 7 minutes and 52 seconds left in this second quarter in the first half, and they do not want to go into halftime losing.
Yeah, they also don't want to go into halftime scoreless, and even if it's a field goal, just getting on the board will really help this Bears offense.
And Carmel sets to kick off, and two returners in the backfield to see who's going to receive. And they'll just let it touch back. So the Bears get better starting field position than normal on the 20-yard line. It's sad to say, but this is their best starting position so far this game.
Yeah, if you really want to look at it, this is their best starting field position at the 20, and Carmel's worst so far has been at the 38. So that speaks a lot about the special teams performances tonight.
And looks like Terry Walker's ready to try and lead his team to a touchdown here, but going nowhere, and that looks to be number 31, Mason Bardwell with the big tackle. Or sorry, Tim Haas with the big tackle. So not the way you want to start off with your best field position so far.
And there's number 16, DeMarcus Cole. Earlier in this game, he was open on a third down, and he wasn't able to get it. Looked a bit frustrated. It's good for him to get on the board here tonight with his first reception. The Bears are going to try and run again. This time it's not going anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard.
And wow, that's Noah Bradbury getting the tackle there. Ooh, very big incompletion.
But there is a flag on the play.
There is a penalty marker down.
And Walker's kind of looked a little confused this game, not knowing who to pass to exactly. But Carmel is doing their good job of getting good pass deflections.
Yeah, Carmel's doing a great job with pass deflections. And even in situations where the coverage isn't all too good, Walker's struggled to get the ball to his receivers in time and in the right spot.
And while we're talking, it will become first and 10 on the 49-yard line. So very big penalty yardage for Carmel.
That might have been a roughing the passer call. I'm not sure, but that was, I believe, a 15-yard gain on the penalty.
And a 1-yard gain. So Lawrence Central has finally gotten past the they're only on the half-yard line. They have 1 more yard to get past the half-yard line for their first time this game.
Yeah, and that speaks a lot of how great this Carmel defense has been tonight, and they are able to pass the half line.
So they're on the 47-yard line, finally getting past that 50 marker, but it's 3rd and 6. So it's a very manageable amount of yards to gain. We'll just see how they have to gain it here.
Yeah, they're probably going to look deep, so be looking out for Ahmad Duff here.
Whoa, that was an amazing catch by number
9, Jacob Franklin. And that's great for this Bears offense. You know, they've been pretty dormant tonight, and to see them get a big play like that, that's hopes for a turnaround here.
And that was an amazing catch over Kyle. I'm pretty sure that was Kyle Fedorcha guarding him. Kyle Fedorcha has been one of our best corners this season. So amazing that he got a catch like that over a great defender like that.
And as you said, that was a great catch. And a lot of the plays like that are going to have to be great catches. When we saw I believe that's number 5, wide open there near the end zone, and Walker's just not able to see him.
And Walker threw a very risky pass there. Looks like it wasn't intended for anyone, but glad he got it out in time. And a timeout. We'll see timeout for Lawrence Central. So the Bears take a timeout here. What do you think they're talking about right now?
I mean, it looks to me, obviously they want to win the game, but this win isn't necessary. It looks like they're resting their quarterback, Bryson Luter, so they're not too worried about tonight's game. But what they're probably talking about is just how to get this offense rolling, because even though Walker is their backup quarterback, in the unfortunate situation where Luter were to get hurt or any other reason where he's unavailable to play, Walker has to be ready to play, especially with playoffs coming up.
And so far this has been the worst. Not the worst, but not the best Carmel defense we've seen so far. So what do you think Coach Huber is talking to his defense right now, or saying to his defense right now?
He's probably just letting them know to remain composed and be smart. You know, we saw that that penalty given that gave up 15 yards, and just wants them to not underestimate this team, because we've seen crazier things happen in high school football before.
Okay, so the Bears look to retake the field as the Carmel defense is also retaking the field. And they're ready. 2nd and 10 on the 32-yard line. As a reminder, that's CP3 down there. Christian Peterson guarding number 16, DeMarcus Cole. And that's a deep pass.
And it looks like it's going to be called incomplete.
But that would have been a big pass if it was completed. And that was DeMarcus Cole. So the guy Christian Peterson was guarding was number 26, Chiron Harrison, it looked like. Because I know I saw a 6 on there.
Another 3rd down. I mean, Lawrence Central was really struggling here. They've got 4 receivers, so they're most likely looking to pass here.
So their 3 best receivers, that's Franklin, Duff, and Cole, are all on the top of your screen. So you know he's going to one of them.
It's going to make it a 4th and 10. It doesn't look like the punt team is coming on the field. They may be going for this. I mean, we've had 2 big plays, but I don't know about going for it on 4th and 10 just 5 minutes before the halftime mark.
Yes, that's very risky for a team to do, especially when you're down this big.
Pass is incomplete. Greyhounds take over on downs.
Yeah, and just as I said before, this Bears offense continues to be dormant. There is a flag on the play. Not sure what that was. Appears to be something after the play, maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Let's see what happens here, how this affects where the Greyhounds start, or how this affects what happens to the Bears offense. But Walker's looked really confused on who to pass to this game. We saw 2 passes so far like that where it was really intended to just get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, and like I said before, Bryson Luter is not playing tonight, and maybe part of the reason that this...
Wow, intentional grounding called on the Bears. And it looked like an intentional grounding, so glad they made the right call here. Carmel offense still gets the ball.
Yeah, and it was a late flag, but that was a pretty obvious call there. And I'm not sure if this is their...
It's the Greyhounds offensive team on there and the Bears defensive team on there.
Carmel starting here with great field position again, just around the 53.
And since the intentional grounding was called and it was on 4th and 10, Carmel gets amazing yard position on the opponent's 48. So this is their best, on the opponent's 47. So this is their best starting field position so far.
And that pass was made to number 13, Blake Matthews. Looks to be a gain of 2 yards, leaving Carmel with a 2nd and 8.
So 4:50 left in this first half. Greyhounds up 14-0. All they're looking to do here is run down the clock and score, or run down the clock or score, or do both.
Yeah, but one thing I'd like to mention here is the Carmel offense has been very unpredictable, and most teams here would just run out the clock and take their lead at the half, but you always want to keep the other team guessing. So they could be looking for a big play here to get on the board again.
And that was Nathan Rogers with the big first down for the Greyhounds. So they're on that 34-yard line. Looked like the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and Nathan has been very active tonight. Multiple receptions already.
And we see some movement there with Nathan Rogers. So 3 receivers down, 1 receiver up. That 1 receiver up looks to be Reese Bellin. And Lavelle Stewart gets a run, a 1-yard gain, so a positive gain. Last time he had a negative gain, so he looks like to be at 0 yards right now.
And it's 2nd and 9 here, and it's another one of those situations where you just cannot guess what Carmel is going to do here. They're so versatile, and they've got so many options. Let's see what they want to do here.
And that's 2 receivers, 2 up. That's Reese Bell and Nathan Rogers. 2 receivers down, Cadwell and Blake Matthews.
Rogers is going to motion to the left side. It's looking like a pass here.
Kaz intended to pass. That's to Nathan Rogers for no yardage gain, but still an amazing pass.
Yeah, and that looked like it was drawn up. Just a one read play, quick pass to Nathan Rogers. It is going to go backwards for a 3rd and 11. Carmel is in field goal position. Would be a very long field goal, especially considering it's pretty windy tonight. But it looks like, if I had to guess, they're most likely going to try a pass here.
And 3rd and long, so you kind of have to pass here. Let's see what Jack Kaz does. Just
whoa! What a snag by Reese Bellin.
One-handed catch by Reese.
And he stays up all the way down to the 2-yard line.
And
wow.
Reese was very tough on that gain. That looked to be a 30-something yard gain. Don't know exactly, but you saw that Reese one-hand catch. Reese is tough.
Yeah, and I was ready to call that an overthrow, but I mean, I guess nothing's an overthrow for Reese. He was able to get that. What a great catch.
And Jack Kaz hands off to Elijah Al-Fayad. He scored a touchdown earlier, so we'll see what he does here.
Al-Fayad, your ball carrier. Tackle by number 7, Joshua Mickens for Lawrence Central.
And Mickens getting the tackle there. Big kid. Like we mentioned earlier, LSU commitment. And he's just been a really good defender this year. He's ranked number 1 in the state of Indiana for recruiting.
2 minutes left. Carmel's looking to get a touchdown here, but if they need to, they could sacrifice the 4 points and take a field goal if that means they'll be able to run this clock down to the halftime mark.
And Jack Kaz looking to pass here.
He had Nathan open.
There's a risky out-of-bounds overpass, so not the best or smartest decision.
I'm not sure why he didn't pass that there. It looked like a touchdown. But Carmel's got one more attempt here before the 4th down.
Okay, so Jack and the Carmel offense gets ready to try and score here. It's 3rd and 2. Whoa, big overpass. That was definitely intended for Reese Bellin, but number 21, Tylen Cunningham, made some contact there with Jack that messed up the pass a little bit.
And 4th and 2,
the kick unit looks... No, they're going for it here on 4th and 2. Not the smartest choice by Carmel, but when you're up 14-0, it doesn't really matter what you do here.
And especially with how the Carmel defense has been playing, giving the Bears the ball 2 yards out from their own end zone, that isn't too bad.
So Jack hands it off. Interesting decision there to Al-Fayad, but Lawrence Central has terrible starting field position. They're on the 1st and 10 on the 3-yard line. So maybe Carmel gets a safety here, and Will Helt gets in for his 7th sack of the season.
Yeah, and not just Will Helt. I mean, this Carmel defensive line is very talented. We've also got players like Artie and Mason Bardwell. I mean, any of them can get back there and make a play.
Okay, so the Carmel defense takes the field here, and the Bears just have to get out of this terrible field position on the 2-yard line.
They're going to run the ball. It looks to go nowhere.
And yep, stays on the 3. No, gets a 1-yard gain on the 4-yard line. but they'll still start back in their own end zone. Not the best, like we mentioned, not the best field position. And you just want to get out of there when you're at this point.
They're going to run the ball again. This time he's able to get a little bit more. Looks like he'll be down around the 10 or the 11.
So Jackson gets the carry, and Will Helt gets the tackle.
It's 3rd and 2. The clock is running. The Bears have got to get something together here.
And you've got, looks to be something along the lines of a victory style formation, but still have one receiver going out. And that looks like they switched into a Hail Mary formation. 16, DeMarcus Cole missed the catch there.
Yeah, and you could see him throw his hand up, sort of make a gesture at the ref there, possibly looking for a PI call. 4th and 2, and they look to be punting here. Ryan, with 24 seconds on the clock, what do you expect Carmel to do here? Do you think they'll go for a big play, or do you think they'll just let the clock run out and take their lead going into the half?
It really just depends on what Reese does on this return here. We've seen Reese have great returns, but to answer your question, I think, yeah, it just all depends on what Reese does here. Personally, I would go for the field goal just to be up 17-0 on my opponent going into halftime.
Lawrence Central is going to call a timeout here. They may, I'm not sure why they'd call a timeout here, unless they're looking to run some sort of fake punt. Because it looks like their punt unit is going to stay on the field. And we saw Carmel convert on the fake punt earlier in this game. Will Helt was able to convert that first down.
And 4th and 2, but the reason why they might not want to go for it, or the reasoning for not wanting to go for it, is the fact that if they do miss this, they give Carmel great field position with 23 seconds to go. So we'll see what they do here. I'm expecting a normal punt, but you could be right about that fake punt. So the punter ready, and Reese ready to return the ball. But you have to watch what the punter does here.
And there's also little room for error here. The ball's on the 11, and the punter's already all the way back into the middle of the end zone.
And we've seen some pretty high punts that don't go for a big return or don't go very far. And if they do that, Carmel can be in prime field goal position.
Carmel's also got 25 seconds, so even if they're out of field goal position, if they really wanted to, they could run a couple quick plays, use their timeouts, and get into field goal position.
And a real punt.
Nearly blocked.
And they just let the ball roll. So Carmel looks to just want to run out the clock here. And as the clock slowly runs out, we'll see. Jack is on the field and the offense is on the field, but with only 9 seconds left, Carmel doesn't have many options here. So Dashaun, what have you thought about this first half so far?
It's been a great half for the Greyhounds. They're only up 14-0, but the score does not speak how dominant they've been. I mean, we talked all night about their special teams, their defense, the fact that they were able to shut out the Bears in the first half, and I'm looking to see Carmel get away with this one by a big margin.
And it looks like they might pass here or might run it with Elijah. No, Jack's going to intend to pass. Oh. And Elijah misses the catch, but didn't really look like he was trying to catch that ball.
Him and Jack didn't look to be on the same page there. They've got 5.2 seconds. Carmel could go deep for the big play here, but I think they'll either run the ball or just throw a quick pass.
So, 3 receivers up top at the top of your screen, 1 receiver down low. And we know Reese is at the very top of your screen. And Jack looking to pass. He slings it. And overthrown. But that was intended for Reese Bellin. So it's the end of the first half. Dashaun, what are your thoughts so far?
It's been a great game by Carmel, just as I said. And we're going to quickly switch it over to a commercial break and hand it over to our halftime reporters.
Welcome back to CHTV. My name is Gigi. Up alongside me is Casey Stevens, and we are here to bring you your halftime show for this Lawrence Central against Carmel Greyhounds football game. Casey, what have you seen so far in the first half?
You know, we've seen Jack Kaz step up as the quarterback of this team. He's had 40 more yards than he had last game already in the first half, 160 plus, and one passing touchdown to Adrian Caldwell.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack Kasperzak has really stepped up his game, but you know who has also stepped up his game? Is Nathan Rogers. How many passes does he have? Tell me.
I want to say he has 4 caught for around 70 yards as well, so he's getting around, getting the ball, and this is kind of like his breakout game.
Yeah, absolutely. Nathan Rogers hasn't had that major of a season. He's done well, hasn't made many mistakes, but again, he hasn't had like 4 passes a game like he has today, so very impressed with him tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen Nate Rogers kind of like that backup, and since he's a junior, I think it's kind of the last game of the season. The coaches are going to try and throw him in, get him the experience that he needs for next season to be one of those #1 options for the next season.
Exactly, like Reese Bellin. Reese Bellin has had an excellent game today. He has 1 passing touchdown. He had 1 excellent one-handed catch thrown to him by Jack Kaz, and that nearly led to a touchdown, but unfortunately the Bears defense stopped Carmel. But the point is, it was an amazing catch.
It was. I know you and I were both hyped up in our press box that we were in, and we got very excited. But on the other hand, the Carmel defense is shutting down a strong Bears offense, only allowing, it looks like, 44 yards total in the first half. And we're seeing Will Helt. He did only get 1 tackle in the first half, but that tackle kind of could have probably stopped the touchdown. It was wide open field for the running back.
Yeah, absolutely. The Carmel defense has done very well, but you know, the Bears defense has done pretty well too at stopping Elijah Alfayed. He is a star running back. I mean, he's like Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. He can get through that defensive line, and I've seen a lot of good stuff from him throughout the season, but not tonight because the Bears defense has been stopping him every time.
Yeah, we've only seen 35 yards out of him, but he did have the first touchdown early in the game, but we did see Joshua Mickens. He's had 2 tackle for losses, and he is that LSU commit, so he's stepping up against the strong Carmel team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know who's also stepping up against the Carmel team is Tylen Cunningham. He stopped Carmel's touchdown attempt just here like 5 minutes ago on the last down. We were so close, and Cunningham swooped in, and he stopped us. Stopped Carmel. So very impressed with him tonight.
Very impressive, and he's one of those top players. He has 117 tackles on the season. And only in 9 games, including this one now. So that number is going to keep rising. We see him averaging about 12 a game. So he's all over the place. He's that linebacker. He likes to be that spy, try and stay in the middle of the field, try and get the quarterback. Look at the eyes of the quarterback. And he wants to watch where the ball is going to go to where he can go chase it down.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Casey, what do you think that Carmel needs to improve on for the second half?
Well, I feel like they need to open more holes for Elijah Alfayed. We've seen him get kind of stopped, only 35 yards, but the offensive line is kind of struggling out there. The Bears defense has had 6 tackle for losses this entire game so far, and we double that based off the play. They're projected to get 12.
Yeah, absolutely. And while the Carmel defense needs to work on that for sure, I think that Carmel has done a really good job passing, approximately 70% completion rate for Jack Kasperzak. That is excellent. But with that, we are going to end our halftime show. Stay tuned for the post-game show, and we will see you after this half.
Hi, I'm Morgan Bishop with
Jackie Ramsey,
and today we're going to be talking to you live from a Greyhound-packed stadium about the Carmel Marching Band's halftime performance. The circle, the square, the perfectly proportioned human form. It's based on the imagery of Da Vinci's famous drawing, The Da Vinci Man, and set to the music of Samuel Barber's epic Symphony No. 1. The show is entitled Vitruvian.
Let's just say there's a lot of T-posing.
A lot of T-posing. And X's
everywhere, I tell you.
All over the field.
It's under the direction of Christopher Crakey, Kyle Young, Michael Pope.
So just real quick.
They are under the direction of Christopher Crakey, Michael Pope, and Andy Cook, and Kyle Young.
The guard directors are Aaron Boone, Tyler Sheriff, Michael Townsend, Tony Tapia, Zara Calvin, and McKenna Cook.
The drum majors this year are Riley Stolpe, Ani Brown Harbin, Landon Peterson, Owen Russell, and George Huang.
Let's just say the show is very interesting. A lot of circles and squares. We have a big bicylinder. Is that what it's called?
I think so. It's like two cylinders put together at a 90-degree angle.
And then they just cut out the center. So when it rolls, I believe left to right.
Left to right, I think square?
Yeah, and then I think front to back is a circle.
Yeah, and the circles are gold.
Yeah.
They match.
It plays so well with the theme. It's really cool.
It hurts to be hit by, though. I've been run over a couple times.
Yeah, they're very heavy. But yeah, it's really cool. So what do you think so far of our season?
I think it's going really well. Our first competition, Brownsburg, September 10th, I believe.
Yes.
We scored pretty high. I think we did. It was a really good show for us.
Yeah, we've had a really good run of shows this season. We've been to Brownsburg for a Brownsburg Invitational, and then we went to the Louisville Regional, where we placed first and swept all captions, best visual, music, and...
Overall?
Yeah, general effect.
General effect.
There we go. And then this weekend, we have the ISMA Regional in...
Fort Wayne. Carroll, Fort Wayne.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a 2-hour bus ride.
Yeah, it'll be a fun day for us. And then what's next weekend? Super Regional? Indy Super Regional is at Lucas Oil. It's our first Lucas Oil show of the season. Are you excited?
I am. I think we're going to do really well. Our show is laying out. We have the third movement ready to go.
I'm so excited. It's a good movement.
It really is. With all the choreo.
Oh my gosh. It really all comes together in this final movement of the show. It brings the circles and the squares, and it just kind of brings it all to a final close, and it just closes the show so well.
It really does. It just is the Vitruvian Man.
It literally is the Vitruvian Man. Isn't that the pose? Isn't that the pose we end in?
I might be.
Because I think the band kids in front of me end in a T pose, and then I ended in a giant X. Because that's the shape that the Vitruvian Man is in. You know, he's in his two different forms, and I think it's really cool.
It is really cool. And then after Indy Super Regional, we have Semi-State for ISMA.
And then we have State.
Followed by Grand Nats Week.
That's going to be a really exciting week for us. It's a really long week, but it's definitely worth it for sure. And then after that, we go to New York for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That's so exciting.
We have not been since 2011 to the Macy's Parade, and I think this year it's going to be a big year for us there.
It really is. With our show this year and the music we have planned out.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be so fun, and it's just going to be really awesome to see yourself on TV when you come home. I cannot wait.
I'm excited for the Thanksgiving dinner. You know they'll feed us well.
Oh, yeah, they always feed us well. And it's a gala. So, what does a gala entail? I'm so, I can't wait.
Like a dance?
I can't wait.
I don't even know what we're doing.
And we're going to see a Broadway show. Oh, I'm so excited. And the Rockettes Christmas Spectacular. Oh, it's going to be the best trip ever.
I mean, zero sleep, but so much fun.
And it's going to be a lot of practice, which is not something that we've practiced all the time. Do you know how much practice we do a week?
I'd say 40.
Easily. It's easily a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
And we have, this week is fall break for us, and we have practiced over the past 2 days well over 24 hours. We practiced, 12 hours on Thursday and
14 Friday, including this game.
Including this game, which is senior night, so that's exciting for all of us seniors.
We love the seniors.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So, all right. Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Hope you liked the show.
Thank you.
saw hung out this morning. Me too, friend. I was blowing chicks like crazy. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight on the top, we on the cash. The mama a pop, and she got ass. Got two phones.
Peyton Brock, along with Julie Neisel and Wayne Brock. Ani Brown, Harbin. Melanie Brown and Amy Harbin. Owen Bruner, along with David and Karina Bruner. Grayson Bach, along with Kimberly McDaniel and Daryl Bach. Hannah Burr, along with Garrett and Abby Burr. Spencer Carlson, along with Ben and Jess Carlson. Sarah Chen, along with Yan Chen and Yan Lu. Kevin Chloe, along with Kay and Gina Chloe. Morgan Clark, along with Greg and Katie Clark. Liam Courtney, along with Tim and Jennifer Courtney. Audrey Cox, along with Brian and Wendy Cox. Ellie Culberson, along with Tim and April Culberson. Alex De Silva, along with Karen De Silva. Audrey Dixon, along with Kristen Dixon. Sam Dillon, along with Amy Dillon. Ashley Durnill, along with Eric and Christine Durnill. Gus Eckelbarger, along with Joseph and Jessica Eckelbarger. Ethan Ellis, along with Ron and Karen Ellis. Clint Elshire, along with Tim and Jill Elshire. Clara Thornton, along with Marie-Claude Boucher and Dave Thornton. Clara Funk, along with Dwayne Funk and Tanya Whaley. Allison Gallo, along with Eugene Gallo and Betsy Wang. Will Gardner, along with Steve Gardner and Sean and Molly Fisher. Luke Gabriel, along with Marwan and Tracy Gabriel. Evelyn Rose Girardi, along with Justin and Ashley Girardi. Nick Graham, along with Brad Graham. Hannah Gunson, along with John and Daniel Gunson. Emily Hahn, along with Paul and Lynn Hahn. Noah Holterman, along with Lindsay Carter and Joe Holterman. Jack Hamblin, along with Lori Hamblin. Ryan Harris, along with Mark and Christy Harris. Stephen Hilbert, along with Audrey Hilbert. Teresa Homel, along with David and Carol Homel. Charlie Harax, along with Michael and Rebecca Harax. George Huang, along with Shalane Harang. Karina Jones, along with Travis and Kate Jones. Aquisha Karim, along with Aziz and Ifut Karim. Ava Kuznarski, along with Matt and Jessica Kuznarski. Abby Lemon, along with Davin and Kristen Lemon. Alex Lemon, along with Lisa and Larry Lemon. Ella Muziak, along with Nick and Brian Hemsley Masuik. Emily McLaren, along with Kevin and Molly McLaren. Bryce Miller, along with Ed and Julie Miller. Anya Moffett, along with Lauren Moffett, Lindsay Bacado, and James Herder. Kayla Moon, along with Harmon and Debbie Moon. Danny Moss, along with Evan and Carolyn Moss.
Tonight. The Carmel Greyhounds host the Lawrence Central Bears, bidding a last farewell for the regular season. Will the Greyhounds go into the playoffs empty-handed, or will the Bears suffer another road loss? Find out next. It's almost playoff time, only on CHTV.
Hello and welcome back to Carmel Stadium, where the Greyhounds lead the Lawrence Central Bears 14-0. I'm Ryan Conley, again joined by Dashaun Barnes. Dashaun, as we go into the second half, what do we expect to see in the second half?
What I'm expecting to see is a lot more energy coming from the Bears. Their offense was very dormant, and although they played pretty well defensively, Carmel was still able to go out and get 2 touchdowns, largely because of the great performance defensively and in terms of special teams. But in terms of Carmel, they've got a lot of momentum, so they can really just ride this wave of momentum, run the ball, chew some time off this clock, and they should be good here and be able to hold this lead.
And like you said, they need to hold this lead as they want to have that momentum going into the sectional playoff game. And as the teams are get done warming up and get ready to start the second half, Lawrence Central will receive the ball as Carmel received it to start the game. So Lawrence Central wants to capitalize here and score a touchdown because they want to stay in this game. And I hope it becomes more of a game as we go into the second half.
Yeah, and although Carmel's got this 14-0 lead and they've been playing very well, this game is far from over. I mean, they've got the ball. They've plenty of time left in this game, so anything can happen.
And we will start with 24 minutes left in this high school football game. And last home game for seniors, but hopefully not the last game for seniors, as we're guaranteed to take on Westfield next week, but we hope to go as far as the state title this year.
It'll be number 41, Joshua Plachek, to take the kick.
Send it down deep to receive for the Bears.
And that's Johnson and Duff back there to receive.
Wow, what a kick. All the way out of the end zone.
And another touchback. So the Bears get to start on the 20-yard line. We saw this happen before. Even though the Bears haven't scored, they have gotten decently close. Closest they've gotten so far is about their own 30-yard line. So Carmel wants to get the stop, but the Bears want to get the touchdown. So we'll see what happens here.
And it looks like once again they're going to go with Terry Walker the third at quarterback. He's really struggled tonight, especially in terms of completion. Him and his receivers just can't seem to get on the same page.
And we've got three receivers out there, but a direct handoff to Elijah Jackson, something we've seen and said a lot so far this game. They really like to use Elijah Jackson there. He already has 124 carries on the year with 697 yards and 7 touchdowns. One of the best running backs in Indiana. And we can't really compare him to anyone on the Carmel Greyhounds team, as Carmel is not a team that likes to run the ball.
Tyler Walker there had Ahmad Duff open on the motion, but he elected to not throw it, and it was a decent decision. They were able to get 5 yards and make it a more manageable 3rd and 2.
So 3rd and 2, very easy to convert here, but Lawrence Central has barely been able to convert, but they want to get this conversion here. Okay, so Terry Walker takes the hike, direct handoff to Elijah Jackson. Elijah gets stopped on the 30-yard line.
He's going to be able to muscle forward for the first down.
1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. And that's Vincent Neal with the tackle. So 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. And Carmel's defense still looking amazing, but not getting the stop they wanted.
And Carmel's defense is fine here. I mean, although they were able to give up the first down, that's already over a minute teared off the clock. And unless the Bears are able to get a big run, just running the ball like this won't be enough, especially down 14-0.
And as you said, big run. That's a pretty decent size run for Elijah Jackson. Getting to the 36-yard line, just 5 yards, but any yardage is good yardage.
Yeah, any yardage is good yardage. But I mean, they're going to run the ball, and even if they were to get the first down there, they're down 14 points. They've already shaved 2 minutes off the clock, and that would have only been their second first down. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to pass the ball eventually.
So 3rd and 3, very similar to what we just saw a couple of minutes ago, or really a couple of seconds ago. And we'll see if Lawrence Central can convert here on 3rd down.
And Winston is limping on the sideline right now. Not sure what that's about.
And as Walker hands it off to Elijah Jackson, not enough yards for the first down, so it will be 4th and very short, maybe inches, but it will say 1 yard to go.
4th down, it's looking like they're going to go for it. This is a very pivotal moment in this game. If the Bears aren't able to convert, they're going to give the Greyhounds great field position once again. They've got 10 seconds on the play clock. They've got to get set here.
And number 8, Terry Walker, will take the hike. A lot of handoffs so far this game. Big, tough run for Dashaun McCullough, the backup running back. And that's number 7, Hunter Snow. Hunter just committed to play baseball, so very athletic, and he's been super good at football.
Yeah, he just committed to the Baylor Bears to play baseball. A very versatile athlete playing football and baseball.
And now by number 15, William Held. Second down.
And speaking of big commitments, we see both of the Purdue commits, well, one limped off the field earlier, but Will Help back there, big Purdue commit, has been playing great so far this season. And Terry Walker gets ready. 2nd and 10 for the Bears on the 47-yard line. And a pass looks to be Duff. And Duff will go out.
Ahmad Duff with another big play here for the Bears. And that's what you like to see for them here. They're going to be able to get another first down. And this is their best drive they've put together so far. So maybe whatever they talked about during the half seems to be working so far. Looks like that's going to be a false start on the Greyhounds.
And wow, that's their second false start this game. One on offense, one on defense. Not something you want to see here. Ooh, offsides, even worse than false start for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and these penalties, they add up and a lot of yards. We saw the penalty that resulted in a 15-yard gain earlier. Although the Bears weren't able to get any points out of that drive, still don't want to see that.
And the Bears have very good field position. 33 on their own 33-yard line. There's a flag.
There is a flag.
Pick right now. That's Kyle Fedorcha. He'll return it for a touchdown, but we'll see if this touchdown counts.
There is a flag on this play. I'm not sure what it is. I didn't see anything.
So if it's PI, they will accept it, and the Bears will get the ball back. But if it's not pass interference, most likely Carmel will accept it and get the touchdown. But it looked to be near where Kyle was playing. And that was Fedorcha with the touchdown return. Big morale boost for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for the Bears. The first time they were able to put together a drive with multiple first downs, and their hopes are shut down right then and there by Kyle Fedorcha on the amazing pick six.
And Kyle just got to run freely there for the touchdown. We saw no one was even guarding him. And just an amazing return by him. And Ben Sponsor gets ready for the extra point attempt. And the rest looked like they were talking a little bit down there. We'll see what they're talking about. Okay, so Ben Sponsor will still go for the extra point. Looked like something with Cam Carmichael holding.
Not sure what the delay is here. Carmel is set and ready to take this PAT.
And Ben, PAT goes up, and PAT is good. So Greyhounds lead 21-0 off of a big INT return for a touchdown by Kyle Fedorcha.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate tonight for the Bears. I mean, we've had chemistry and connection issues, and right when things started to get going, Fedorcha shut everything down. with the heartbreaking interception.
And that's Kyle's first interception on the season. Amazing to take it home for 6. And as they get ready to kick it off here, the defense got a good amount of rest with that delay, so they'll be happy about that. But the Bears offense has to go back on there, and that has to be a morale killer after thinking that you're going to be in scoring position.
Yeah. We've got Joshua Plachek on to take the kick.
Johnson and Duff deep to receive for Lawrence Central.
And
Duff's going to take it at the 1. Ooh, a great move to beat some defenders. He's still going, and he's tackled down at the 38.
Wow, Duff's best return there, starting on the 38-yard line. And Aiden McFall makes the tackle. But I feel like if McFall didn't make that tackle, Ahmad could have taken that all the way home.
Yeah, and Duff really showed off his abilities, especially in the open field. Just any amount of space. I mean, we saw him take that ball, and quickly, number 17, Patrick Garden, was on him. He was able to break free and turn that into a big kick return. Ma Duff in motion.
But he'll settle for the backfield player. Getting nowhere.
Tackled by 23, Aiden McFall for the Greyhounds.
2nd and 10 for the Bears. And that was a great tackle for the Greyhounds.
And once again, kind of a questionable play call here by the Bears. I mean, you're down 21-0. Ahmad is a great offensive player, and he's great in the open field, but I'm not sure that's the right play call for this situation.
Walker looking perfect pass, perfect setup to Jacob Franklin.
Walker's pass complete to number 9, Jacob Franklin. That's a Lawrence Central
And a
first down.
big pass completion brings him all the way to the other side of the field on almost the same 31-yard line. And Winston Berglund is back in the game after limping out. So that's very good for this Carmel defense. And like we mentioned earlier, Will Helt's committed to Purdue. Well, so is Winston Berglund. And I'm excited to see that backfield hopefully play together one day at Purdue.
Walker's going to get out the pocket. He's going to run, and he's going to be able to get out of bounds for a short gain.
First out of bounds with number 42, Noah Bradford.
Carmel's usually really good at pushing the line of scrimmage, but we saw a lot of those defenders went a little too far back to give Terry Walker an easy 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and even though he did escape the pocket for a 6-yard scramble, he actually had a lot of time in the pocket.
Elijah Jackson, the ball carrier.
And Elijah Jackson getting in there with a 1-yard gain, so easily manageable 3rd and 3 for the Bears. They gotta score here. They're down 21-0, and you know that they want to score here.
Walker looking. And Ma Duff with a great catch. Looks like he'll be down at the 3 or the 4.
And he knocked over the, I forget what they're called.
Pylon.
But the pylon. Thank you, Dashaun. And he knocked over the pylon. So they're on the 4-yard line. 1st and goal.
This is the best position the Bears have been in tonight. They really want to capitalize here. They do not want to see something like last possession happen again.
And Walker's looked really good at managing his position in the pocket. And we say that as he hands off to Jackson. Jackson with a nice little spin move after the tackle to break it. No, looks like it will go for no gain, but still an amazing play.
That will make it 2nd and goal. This is a very manageable 2nd and goal. They're only 4 yards out, and they've still got 2 downs. Possibly 3 if they decide to go for it on 4th.
And you got to think that they're going to pass here, as passing is how they got to this good of field position.
No, but it looks like they'll run and is quickly stopped.
And that's going to be a loss of about 2 yards, it looks like. No, sorry, 1 yard. It looked like 2 yards to bring them down to 3rd and 5, or 3rd and goal.
Bears are really hoping to get something here. Very unfortunate for them to finally get down within scoring position and once again cough it up to the Greyhounds.
And Duff, your number 1 receiver, is in motion. He's at the bottom of your screen.
Nearly intercepted again by Carmel.
So do you take the 3 points here, or do you go for it? And it looks like they're going to go for it here.
It looks like Terry Walker may be hurt. He's limping just a little bit, trying to stretch it off.
And if Terry Walker leaves here, the quarterback coming in will be, hang on, number 14, Randolph Franklin.
But he is in a comeback in 4th and 5. Duff in motion once again.
And Duff
was open, but it was deflected. And Carmel is going to be able to get a great stop.
And that was an amazing stop for the Greyhounds. You know they wanted that stop. And so far they're up 21-0. And we have about 16, more like 17 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, that's just very defeating for the Bears. I mean, the 2 times they were in scoring position. First time, obviously, picked off and returned by Kyle Fedorcha. And then just 4 yards away from the end zone, they weren't able to get those last 4 yards. And on 4th down, give it back to the Greyhounds once again.
And this Carmel offense is amazing so far. You have 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen. Reese, again, at the top of your screen.
A huge hole for, I believe that is Al-Fayed to hit.
And yes, that is Al-Fayed. A huge first down for the Greyhounds. That was an amazing first down because you were backed up at about the 5-yard line, so you know you wanted to convert there.
And the reason that play might have looked so easy is because the Bears probably anticipated that Carmel was going to run the ball, so they're sending lots of pressure. But the problem with that is if Al-Fayed is able to get past that first line of defense, he's got a pretty open field until it comes to the secondary.
So Reese at the top of your screen, 2 receivers again at the bottom of your screen. That's Rogers and Blake Matthews. But they'll hand it off for a run, Al-Fayed. 4-yard gain.
Tackled by 77 Reed Harden for Lawrence Central. Gain of 4 yards, 2nd down 6 at their own 24-yard line.
And Jag will take the hike, handoff to Al-Fayed again. And Al-Fayed gets stopped there. But still an amazing 3-yard gain.
Tackled by number 0, Russell for Lawrence Central. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Greyhounds. 3 yards to go at their own 27-yard line.
Very manageable gain for the Greyhounds here. So we'll see what they can do. You know they want to convert, and they're very good at converting on their third downs.
3rd and 3, pretty manageable here for the Greyhounds.
Jack will take the hike. Hands off to Al-Fayed again for the 3rd time this drive so far.
Al-Fayed takes a big hit there, and it looks like Carmel's going to come on to punt the ball.
And that big hit was by their scary linebacker, Tylen Cunningham. We talked a lot about Joshua Mickens, one of their defensive linemen, but Tylen Cunningham is probably their best defensive player with 117 tackles and 5 sacks, and that big, scary 11.5 tackles for loss this season.
Another thing is not only he has 5 sacks, he also has 11.5 tackles for loss.
And good punt for the Greyhounds. We get all the way back to the...
Looks like it's going to roll down around the 10, 9.5, 9 area.
So wow, what an amazing punt by the Greyhounds. One of their best so far. So Lawrence Central has failed to score on 2 very easy looking attempts so far. One they were on literally the 4-yard line. The other time they were on the 30. So I feel like even if they get to a good scoring position, they might not be able to score here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just been very difficult for them here. Lots of unfortunate things happen, whether it's miscommunications, wide open receivers being missed, obviously the interception. Just very, very difficult for them to get things moving tonight.
And Winston Berglund not on the field right now, but on the field, a very bad, incomplete pass intended for number 28, Elijah Jackson, their running back. But I feel like they're going to try and pass here because they kind of need to with almost 14 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, the problem they're having right now, it's not necessarily on the quarterback or the receivers, but Carmel is pressuring Walker on nearly almost every play, so he really has no time to get the ball out.
And 1 yard gain, it looks like. So 3rd and 9. Christian Peterson comes on. No, Christian Peterson was going to come on the field, but coach told him to get off, and Patrick Green stays on. Again, it is senior night, so you'll see more seniors playing. Christian Peterson will normally play.
It's 3rd and 9. It's looking like a play action to Ahmad Duff, who is... Oh, and it's coughed up. Recovered by number 23, Aiden McFall. And another turnover for the Bears. What a dominant performance we have seen from Carmel so far.
And that was a huge fumble for the Bears. Duff had a good possession of the ball, but once he's tried to switch hands, the ball got hit by McFall and came out, and he coughed it up.
Duff was doing the right thing, trying to make a big play, but unfortunately that Carmel defense will come at you fast, and you saw 3 defenders get to him really quickly and was able to get the ball out of his hands.
So that Carmel offense will have amazing field position, starting on their very own 26-yard line.
Yeah, field position has been the story of this game. I mean, almost every single possession, Carmel is just in the perfect position to score.
You have 3 receivers up at the top of your screen, 1 receiver low, but they'll run the ball like they normally have with Elijah McFall. Excuse me, Elijah Al-Fayed, not Elijah McFall.
It's a gain of 4 yards, making it 2nd and 6. We've got a little under a minute left to go in this 3rd quarter.
And one receiver in motion. That's Blake Matthews. Jack Hikes. Handoff.
And that's Norval Tucker on the run play.
That's a Carmel Greyhounds first down.
It's good to see Norval get that run play, and he was another one of the Carmel players, specifically at the running back position, that's been dealing with injuries. Good to see him get in and get that play.
And a lot of different running backs have came in and played tonight. You have Norval Tucker, Elijah Alfayad, and Lavelle Stewart all getting carries so far.
We've also seen Nathan Rogers get a couple of carries as well. Speaking of Nathan, he isn't able to come down with that. We've also got
Kaz getting a big hit while making the pass. Not good for the not good for the Bears defense. As we'll see what happens.
The call is roughing the passer on the Bears.
So as of right now, they're on the 16-yard line, but they should move up. We'll see how much that moves them up. And looks like to only the 9-yard line. So still very good field position here. In field goal range, even if they don't score, but they're going to most likely they're going to capitalize and get to score here. And you have to watch Reese Bell and Nathan Rogers here. They've been the story of this game. Even though Blake Matthews has been kind of invisible, Nathan Rogers has been one of his go-to receivers because they're leaving Rogers very open, or they've left him very open so far this game. All right, as we go into the fourth quarter, not much has happened. All we had so far in the second half is that big interception return. Dashaun, what have you thought about the second half so far?
The second half, Carmel has continued to ride on their momentum a little bit more than I thought. They were able to force the ball out of the Bears' hands on that fumble by Ahmad Duff, and now they're in a great position to score. If they score again, this game's over. I mean, Carmel's been great tonight, and I love saying never say never, but Carmel has just been amazing tonight, just completely shutting down the Bears.
And I agree with you. Carmel's defense has been awesome at shutting down. You had Kyle Fedorcha, like we mentioned earlier, with that big interception return for a touchdown. Then you had Aiden McFall get that big fumble. And then you even had, I think it was Winston, have that huge blocked pass. And it's just been an amazing Carmel defensive showing. And as we get into the fourth quarter, Carmel will be scoring on the opposite side of the field.
And just like you said, there's been a lot of big plays made by Carmel. Nearly everything's going right for Carmel. Just a great game, a great senior night for these seniors. Let's see if they're able to score once more at the beginning of this fourth quarter.
And we have 12 minutes left in this Carmel football game. This will most likely be the last home game for the Greyhounds as they look to take on sectional games in the next 2 weeks.
Great strong run. And it looks...
So Norvell looked like he almost got in for his first touchdown of, I believe, his high school varsity career, but he only got to the 1 yard line is what the officials are saying. And right now we're witnessing what the future of Carmel High School's running back game will be as Beidel and...
Looks like it's going to be... Norval Tucker on the carry. I believe they're going to call him just short for a 3rd and goal.
Tackle by number 50, Robert Beasley for Lawrence Central. That'll bring a 3rd and goal to Lawrence Central 1-yard line.
All right, so Carmel has another chance to score here. Reese still needs that touchdown on his first and only senior night. So you know he's going to try and go for it.
Looks like a sweep. Oh, it's going to be a fake QB sweep to the QB sneak. Touchdown, Jack Kaz.
So Jack Kazmierczak gets his own. He has already had one passing touchdown, but he gets on the board with a rushing touchdown on his senior night. And this game looks to be over as the Bears have very much struggled on offense, having 2 good chances to score, but the Greyhounds should go up 28-0.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of Greyhounds leaving the arena early. I mean, this game seems to be very much out of reach. Sponsors PAT is no good.
Greyhounds 27, Lawrence Central 0.
Carmel's going to hand the ball back over to the Bears with a commanding 27-0 lead. We've got just over 10 minutes left. I mean, anything is possible, especially in high school football. But I think Carmel's got this one in the bag.
And it's going to take a lot for a quarterback that has kind of struggled in the passing game to come back from such a big lead that the Greyhounds have created for themselves. And especially against such a great offensive and defensive minded team such as the Greyhounds. So we'll hope to see a lot of these backup seniors get to play, such as the linemen and a lot of the other seniors that we haven't gotten to see yet. But most of these seniors are starters already, so
Sponsors on the kickoff. We've seen Joshua Plachek take most of the kicks.
Kicking off to the Greyhounds. Delvin Johnson deep to receive for Lawrence Central.
and Carmel sponsor will start to kick off.
Look at the ball rolling away. It's very windy out here.
So the ball will get reset here, and it looks like it will might end up needing a holder so it doesn't flow away again. That's number 14, Cade Williams, holding the ball so it doesn't blow away. And we see something blowing on the field right now.
Very windy here tonight.
And yes, because Indiana has entered its windy fall season.
The ball is coughed up into Ahmad Duff's hands, and he is once again able to make something out of nothing. Bring the ball up to around the 47.
Tackled by 36, John Luke Getchell for the Greyhounds. Lawrence Central first and 10 from their own 33-yard line.
And all this defense does.
Deflected again, nearly picked.
Tucker's pass is incomplete.
Nearly picked off by, I believe that is Artie. Very frustrated that he was not able to come up with that. Will Hell is trying to console him, calm him down a little bit.
Second down.
And Artie, with possibly very frustrated with the last play, this time is able to get in for the sack.
Loss of 6 yards. It is third down.
Third down, 3rd and 16, so 3rd and very long. Not a great chance to convert here. And with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go, this game looks to be the next possessions look to be a very, whoa.
Duff looks like he's going to be able to make it to the end zone.
Duff breaks free for the first Bears touchdown. And I was about to say, this game looks to be like is going to be a very boring game, but Duff makes it a little interesting, scoring the Bears' first touchdown. And that's the best connection we've seen between Walker and Duff all day.
Yeah, just as you said, the Bears able to get onto the board for the first time tonight on a big play for Ahmad Duff. I've been waiting for him to show up in this game. He's been showing up in the kick returns. He looked really anxious to finally get on the board for the Bears tonight.
And that's his 8th touchdown on the season, tying Reese for touchdown amount so far.
PAT is good, and the Bears are able to shrink the Carmel lead down to 20 points. And with that, Ryan, how do you think this will affect how Carmel is playing?
I mean, I don't think it really will affect the Greyhounds, as they still have 9 minutes left on the clock, and we know they can either run down the clock or score very quickly. So I don't think there's a chance that the Bears come back unless everything goes perfectly. So you still need 3 big defensive stops, which we haven't seen for the Bears so far. And then you need to score 3 times, which the Bears obviously haven't done already. But, I mean, anything can happen. But so far the Greyhounds have looked almost perfect this game.
With that being said, they do need 3 defensive stops, and at this point, they've got nothing to lose. So what I'd like to see the Bears do is come out in a little bit more aggressive plays, bringing more pressure, and trying to force Carmel into a turnover. If not, Carmel's just going to run this ball, chew out the clock, and come out with the win.
And we haven't seen much of Joshua Mickens this game, and I'm expecting something big from him so far.
Something interesting for Carmel, they've got number 27, Nathan Rogers, on to return, along with Reese Bellin in the backfield.
And Winston normally would be out there, but I believe he's still on the sideline, as he was on the sideline the whole last defensive drive.
That may be something with whatever possible injury taking place that forced him off the field earlier in this game. It's looking like Rogers is getting ready to take this kick, and the ball once again is falling down due to the wind.
And just so you know, Rogers is the one with all pink on, and Reese is the one with all white, so you can tell the difference.
I believe this is the first time Rogers is set as the kick returner. We've seen Rogers make big plays before. Rogers takes the kick and is stopped quickly around the 27.
And one of one of the effects of a holder having to hold the ball is you won't see as big kickoffs as you would normally see without a holder, because the place where you have to hit the ball is way lower because you don't want to hit the holder's hands. Carmel starts on the 28-yard line.
Carmel starting at the 28. Although it seems like pretty good field position to start the drive, this is actually one of the worst spots they've been in to start their offensive drives.
And Jack immediately throwing to Elijah Alfie.
That's number 83, Caldwell.
Pass complete to 83, Adrian Caldwell.
Elijah.
Second by 24, Coyle Wynn for Lawrence Central. No gain, second down.
No gain for the Greyhounds. 2nd and 10 on their own 28. And this is good for the Bears defense as they want to make that stop. As we said, they need 3 stops. And wow, they're looking great so far. Kaz going nowhere, getting stopped behind. No, right on the line of scrimmage. It looked like a loss from up here.
This is looking to be a pass.
4 receivers out there, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Reese, the intended target, gets the catch out at the 38-yard line.
And it looks like he reached the ball over the first down marker, and he's able to get the first down.
So if Carmel keeps this up, they only have 7 minutes and 56 seconds, but this goes by a lot faster than usual. As normally, when I look back on the clock, there's like 30 seconds gone after each play.
Yeah, we know Carmel likes to run the ball. We know Carmel likes quick passes. So this 7 minutes, 8 minutes is going to go by really fast with Carmel in possession of the ball.
And I know why Reese went out of bounds, but I'm surprised he did do that, as that stops the clock. And that's not something the Greyhounds want to do here.
And although it was able to stop the clock, if he were to turn upfield and try to make a bigger gain, and he possibly would have not gotten that first down. So him able to get out of bounds and reach towards the first down is good for the Greyhounds, because although the clock stops, that's 3 more guaranteed possessions and a lot of time off the clock.
2nd and 6 here for the Greyhounds. Jack ready to hike, hands off. And wow, that ball goes nowhere. And Tucker is still the carrier. So Tucker's gotten a lot of carries so far this game. And Rogers coming on the field. And that's that's Cade Williams coming off the field.
3rd and 9. Carmel probably going to pass the ball here. You want to be looking out for Reese and another player who's been targeted a lot, senior Adrian Caldwell.
And Reese, Rogers, and Blake Matthews are all at the bottom of your screen there. But he'll target
just as I said, top. Caldwell able to get the reception for the first down.
Adrian Caldwell. And that's another Carmel Greyhounds.
Big first down for the Greyhounds on their own 40, or on the 49-yard line. About to pass that halfway point.
And just as we said, although they've only had one first down, possibly 2 since we first mentioned it, it's already been 2 minutes since we said there was 8 minutes left in this game. This clock is ticking, and Carmel's doing a great job managing it.
And wow, what a great handoff to Elijah Alfayat.
Tackle by number 0, Russell for Lawrence Central.
Second and 6 for the Greyhounds. So very manageable yardage after that huge gain by Cadwell.
2nd and 6 here for the Carmel Greyhounds. Just 5 minutes left on this clock.
And this clock's running down super fast, Dashaun. Therese.
Great blocking by Nathan Rogers.
So my guess is Carmel's going to do a lot more of what we've seen so far this drive. Just run out that clock, and there's no 2-minute warning. So the clock does not stop at 2 minutes automatically. The game will just flow out here, and I'm expecting a lot more of what we've seen so far. Like I mentioned earlier, just a lot of running out the clock. You only have 25 seconds to call a play, but that is a lot of time to waste within this game.
Reese Bellin in motion here. It's going to be a quick pitch to Al-Fayed, who is unable to escape the pursuit of the Bears.
So no gain for the Greyhounds, 2nd and 10, but they're not worried about gains until the 3rd down, it looks like, because they just want to run out that clock, and we're just about under 3 or 4 minutes to go here. Greyhounds look to win this game, and they most likely will unless we see something drastic happen.
Yeah, something extraordinary, something I've never seen from a high school game.
But you're right, Dashaun. We're going to see a lot of handoffs to end this game here. And 3:18, about 3 minutes left on the clock. And they actually have 40 seconds to call a play. And that's going to take off a lot more time than I initially thought.
So if you do the math, if Carmel is able to convert here with the 4 new downs they'll get, 40 seconds each, the Greyhounds will be able to run out the clock and end this game.
And that clock just keeps ticking and ticking. That's got to be a momentum killer for the Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears, although the lead is...
And just a tackle for the Bears. No gain, 4th and 15. So Carmel's most likely going to punt the ball here. And I don't imagine the Bears scoring.
It looks like Carmel's actually going to go for this. Their punting unit is not moving, and it is 4th and 15. It is senior night, though, so they may be looking to get one of these seniors a big play for their last guaranteed home game. Nope, and it looks like Carmel possibly might have just wanted to run out the clock because they called a timeout here.
So timeout, 2 minutes left on the clock. Looks to be a win for the Greyhounds here. And this has been one of the quickest games so far this season. It's almost 9:20, I think. And if this game gets done by 9:20, this will probably be the quickest game so far this season.
It has been a very quick game. In the homecoming game against Ben Davis, that game went on well over 10 o'clock, nearly reaching overtime, which would have made that game very long.
So, Dashaun, what have been your takeaways from this game so far? Or, well, as we come to an end.
This game, some takeaways I have from this game is that Carmel's special teams are very good. And the special teams might be an overlooked unit, but clearly it is much more important than some people may think. The Bears probably would have had a much better game if they were able to perform well in the special teams, because it seems like on every single possession, they were just giving the touchdown to the Greyhounds. Just the worst field position they had, I believe, this whole game was around the 27, the second worst at the 38. And those are great field positions. I mean, we saw the Bears take the ball around the 10, and we also saw them take it twice at the 20 due to touchback.
And as Carmel looks to go into their first sectional game 2 weeks on October 28th, what do you think they need to focus on to win the state championship this year?
What they need to focus on is capitalizing in the red zone. Although they're going to be able to come out with the win tonight, and they scored 27 points. There was an instance down at the red zone where they're about 2 yards out on a second down, I believe, and they weren't able to convert. In a sectional playoff game, that's just not going to work. Once you get back there, you have to capitalize and you have to score.
And this clock will quickly run out. Almost a minute left. And Lawrence Central is already on third down, but it is third and short. And as we go onto the end of this game with 50 seconds left, clock just winding down. The Bears might get a first down here. 3rd and 1, 3rd and very short.
Botch snap is going to result in a tackle for loss.
So Carmel will just be able to... No, the clock will just end up winding down. The Bears probably in no hustle to make a play, as this will be a win for the Carmel Greyhounds. They will improve on the season to 6-3. A lot of momentum heading into their game in the next 2 weeks against Westfield. So make sure to listen to 91.3 WHAE for those playoff game coverage. And Dashaun, any more takeaways?
Nope. I just really enjoyed this game of football tonight, and I hope the Carmel Greyhounds are...
And thank you. I've been Ryan Conley and Dashaun Barnes, your color and play-by-play commentators. We will hand off to our post-game hosts, Casey and Gigi.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Casey Stevens. Joined alongside me is GG Welp. And we just witnessed a 27-7 victory for this Carmel Greyhound team over this Bears strong defense. But we kind of saw them lacking a little bit in the fourth and third quarter. What did you notice?
You know, I really noticed that the Bears offense came out very strong. I mean, Terry Walker III was like connecting passes a lot more than he did in the first half, and I just saw a tenacity and determination from that Bears offense that was not there in the first half. But that stopped immediately once Carmel got the interception with Kyle Fedorcha. That was just fantastic. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we saw him return it for about a 65-yard return. We saw him just read the quarterback's eyes, looking where the ball was going to go, and he got right in it, got his hands on it, and then returned it back for a pick six, which was, I think it was their second touchdown of the game, and that was very good. Got a lot of the Carmel players motivated, but on the other side of the ball for the Warren Central team, that kind of got them motivated. We saw them saw him score a touchdown. And we actually saw them get, I want to say it was about 180 more yards than they did in the first half. So we saw them take advantage of this Carmel team trying to take some of their good players out of the game, put in some of their players to get more experience in. So they took advantage of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Lawrence Central definitely played much better in the second half than they did in the first half, and Carmel's play was consistent with their first half. I mean, Jack Kaz was connecting passes all over the place to Elijah Alfayette and to Reese Bellin, and Alfayette got a touchdown this half, didn't he?
I believe so, he did.
He did!
And we also did see Reese Bellin kind of have a great game. He had 7 catches for 94 yards, so we did see Jack Kaz connect with him quite a lot, which is really good because we haven't seen that throughout the season a lot. We've kind of seen Reese Bellin, all these defenses know that he's the number one guy, so they've tried to put 1 or 2 guys, their best defender, on them. And speaking of defenders, we did notice Christian Peterson was out for most of the game, one of the top cornerbacks for Carmel.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian Peterson really showed up in the second half and helped Carmel's defense a lot. However, not enough to stop, what's his name, Duff?
I believe it was Duff.
Duff's amazing touchdown, just ran it for about 50 yards. I mean, who can stop that, honestly?
I believe he's one of the fastest players on that Lawrence Central team. I think he can run a 4.40, which is, for prospects, that's really good to run that fast, and especially in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fantastic touchdown. It was good to see Lawrence Central get a touchdown so that they were not shut out 28-7.
We did see Carmel try and hold them most of the game, especially in the fourth quarter, but that's going to be, I'm Casey Stevens, joined alongside with Gigi Welp, and this has been CHTV.
I had many drinks last night and I was so hung out this morning. Me too, friend. I was blowing chicks like crazy. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Spread on the lot, we on the my mama a fat, and she got ass. A picture. Got 2 phones. And she got ass.